भ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you so much for joining the morning chanting session. Please accept my Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today's quote is by His Grace Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Gratitude is not selective, limited only to pleasant circumstances. Even challenges can be seen as an opportunity for growth, purification, and deepening dependence on God. Spiritual progress begins when we recognize how much we are receiving from God, nature, and other living beings. I'll read again. Gratitude is not selective, limited only to pleasant circumstances. Even challenging circumstances can be seen as opportunity for growth, purification, and deepening dependence on God. Spiritual progress begins when we recognize how much we are receiving from God, nature, and other living beings. May I know who all have joined the call today?
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all the devotees. This is Surinder Bhandari from Argentina. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Surinder Bhandari Prabhuji. Thank you so much for joining the call all the way from Argentina. Thank you so much for joining us for chanting briefly. So, welcome to the call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Malini from Ashburn, Virginia. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and Hare Krishna to all devotees.
Hare Krishna, Malini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining the call and for chanting so nicely. Thank you so much for your association.
Thank you, Mataji, for your association too. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Mandarat Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna, Rupini Padma Mataji. Thank you so much for joining the call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. And thank you so much for joining early morning, Mataji, for chanting. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I just put it on, but I'm busy with other things.
That's okay, but thanks for your association. I know someone is on the other side with me. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, our speaker, Her Grace Shama Kishori Mataji is there with us.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Mataji, are we ready for recording? Then I can just go ahead and
started greeting. I just put on that time only live.
Okay.
Yeah, we are on the recording forum.
Okay. Anyone else would like to announce their names? All right. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining the early morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Shamakishori Mataji joining us from Tennessee. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Mataji is going to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 9, Verse 1. Hare Krishna Mataji, whenever you are ready, you may take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Also, Mataji, today is like an introduction to the chapter. So maybe we can read that to get a better idea of what is going on.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to Gurus. Thank you, everybody. So, Mataji, you want me to read the summary first?
Yes,
before starting the chapter?
Yes, summary, and that way, we get our mind.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Because we read in the evening, we also does like the same thing.
Yeah.
We reads the summary first before starting the chapter, and then we start reading the chapter, so that it's good. It set up the mood, like what will be happening in the chapter, and it makes all the audience to be inquisitive also, like such a nice chapter, and in the deep detail when we read, it will be very, very wonderful. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Mata. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Sure, Mataji. No
Hare
problem. I was thinking yesterday also, like it's good, but you told, then I will read. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
So let's start with Mangalacharan. So we will start. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलम् श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगना श्रीललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। Let's pray to Srimad Bhagavatam. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udiraye nashta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So Mataji, my question is, today is the disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Is it okay if we can have little bit talk about him also?
Definitely, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you
Mataji.
so much for reminding us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 9. The Lord incarnates as Mohini Murti. So the summary is, this chapter describes how the demons being enchanted by the demons being enchanted by the beauty of Mohini form agreed to hand over the container of nectar to Mohini Devi, who, who tactfully delivered it to the demigods. When the demons got possession of the container of nectar, an extraordinary beautiful young woman appeared before them. All the demons became captivated by the young woman's beauty and became attached to her. Because the demons were fighting among themselves to possess the nectar, they selected this beautiful woman as a mediator to settle their quarrel. Taking advantage of their weakness in this regard, Mohini, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, got the demons to promise that whatever decision she might give, they would not refuse to accept it. When the demons made this promise, the beautiful woman, Mohini Murti, had the demigods and demons sit in different lines so that she could distribute the nectar. She knew that the demons were quite unfit to drink the nectar. Therefore, by cheating them, she distributed all the nectar to the demigods. When the demons saw this cheating of Mohini Murti, they remained silent. But one demon named Rahu dressed himself like a demigod and sat down in the line of the demigods. He sat beside the sun and moon. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead understood how Rahu was cheating, he immediately cut off the demon's head. Rahu, however, had already tasted the nectar, and therefore, although his head was severed, he remained alive. After the demigods finished drinking the nectar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assumed his own form. Shukdev Goswami ends this chapter by describing how powerful is the chanting of the holy names, pastimes, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. So we are starting with the first verse. Shri Shuka Vacha Te Anyanyato Asura Patram Harantasya Tayakta Sohrada Shipanto Dasyur Dharmana Ayantim Dadrishu Striyam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shukdev Goswami said, thereafter the demons became inimical toward one another. Throwing and snatching the nectar of container of nectar, they gave up their friendly relationship. Meanwhile, they saw a beautiful young woman coming forward toward them. Hare Krishna. So we all know like what's going on. We read the previous chapter. In the previous chapter, we saw like how the the demigods, they were very confused what to do, and they went to Lord Vishnu. That Brahaspati gave them idea to surrender to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord gave them the instruction you can do the churning of the ocean. And then we saw like how sorry, so then we saw like how the we can see like how the Lord is giving them each and every instruction. The Lord gave that when they were holding the Vasuki, the demons should hold in the front, and demigods can hold the back, because the Lord know like the air that come from the Vasuki. It's very very hot air. It's very hard to bear. So we all can see like when we surrender to Krishna with the any kind of desire, like in Bhagavatam says, na akam sarva kamo va moksha kamo udat. Akam, akam, sakam or nishkam, any kind of material desire. We just worship the Supreme Lord, and we get everything. So we can see like these demigods, they are sakami, they have material desires, but because they surrender to the Lord is always ready to protect them. Even like we can see here again, the when the in the previous chapter we saw like when the demons they took the nectar, and demigods, they were just helpless, they don't know what to do. And the Lord came, and the Lord told them like, don't worry, because that's demonic power. They they don't have that habit of sharing with others. The Lord knows that. The Lord told them, don't worry, there will be fighting between them, and nobody will take the nectar. I will come in my different forms. The Lord. So we can see here like how it's important to surrender to the Supreme Lord. So the Lord is always ready to help any kind of devotee. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said like chaturvade chatur mm, chatur vida bhajante mam. So four kind of people worship him: Arti, Artharti, Jigyasu, and Jnani. So we can see like four kind of people worship the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead. But the Lord loves those are Jnanis. Jnani means like he know that what to desire from the Lord. He's the because he is far beyond any kind of material desires. So that's why like, but here demigods, they always surrender to the Lord. They whenever any problems comes, and demons, they never surrender. That's why they are always helpless, and the Lord always come there in any form. Here like we can see in the summary we were reading, the Lord will appear in the here in this text we were reading, like the Lord came as a beautiful young woman. So the Lord can change his form for the protection of his devotee. He can come like half man, half lion. Nobody can imagine that form for his devotees, like Prahlad Maharaj. So we can see the Lord's but we should have that dedication to see the Lord everywhere. Then only the Lord can appear. And otherwise, like if we have material desire, the Lord can fulfill that also, because he know how much surrender we have. According to that, he reciprocate. Like here, the demigods, they have desire just for the nectar. So the Lord said, okay, I will came in the beautiful young woman, so I will give the nectar to you, because the Lord know if the demigods they take the nectar, they became the they need that, because demigods, if they take nectar, they become strong, powerful, and they are working under the direction of the Supreme Lord in different department to manage this material world. But the demons, if they get nectar, they become strong, and then the demonic mentality start increasing. So and they misuse their power by using different bad things. They never ever think of good things for others. So that's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, like Krishna appear in the material world, first thing he said, like protect his devotees. Devotee, he said devotees. There is akami, sakami, or mokshkami, any kind of devotee. The Lord appeared for his devotees. Like here we can see, even though demigods, they are sakami, they have material desire, they want to have the nectar. So that's why the Lord appeared as a beautiful young woman. So we can see in Bhagavatam so many times. Like for Dhruv Maharaj, there is nice example. Dhruv Maharaj also had material desire. He wants a kingdom greater than his grandfather, and the Lord appeared in front of him. And after the Lord disappeared, the Dhruv Maharaj started crying. He said, "I just came here for the broken pieces of glasses." So this is the situation when we surrender to Krishna, when we get pure devotional service, then we start realizing. So for that thing, I'm realizing these are nothing. The main thing is I should surrender to the Lord. I just surrender whatever is comes in my way, just accept as Krishna's mercy. Sometime it's good or bad, it can be. But like ultimately we should think like Krishna, you are very kind. Still, I'm far better than others. And this is called surrender. Then automatically Krishna is ready to protect his devotee. Like we have nice examples so many times Srila Prabhupada gives, like Brahmaji has so many sons. Brahmaji, Samar came from his mind intelligence, from his different parts of the body. So many sons Brahmaji has. But he loves Naradji the most, because Naradji has the good quality of he is very obedient. In the first canto, it described very nicely, like how Narad Muni is always ready to serve his father. So that's why he is very dear to Brahmaji. And we can see here why the Lord came here in this beautiful young woman form, to because he know the demigods, they are. It's very important if they get power, because they use the power in a positive way. The Lord knows whom to give power. Maybe sometime, like we have nice example of, like sometime Ravan or Hiranyakashipu, they are very powerful. Because they are powerful just for some time being, because ultimately who will be the king? The devotees only. Like when we have nice example, like in Krishna's pastime with Pandavas, like even Krishna himself was on the planet when there was like Pandavas were there. So that time even the Lord know, like Yudhishthir Maharaj, who was very truthful and who is very, very pure devotee of the Lord. That's why he made him the king of the whole earthly planet, because the Lord want to set up the example of like how pure devotees, they are always ready to serve Krishna. Like he is always equal to each and every living entity, Yudhishthir Maharaj. So that's why he never called anybody his enemy. He thinks like, if I'm thinking somebody enemy, so it means I have fault, they are my friend. So such a pure devotee he was. So we can see here. Nice. So let's talk about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. So today is very auspicious day. like we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam and we learn from the Bhagavatam, like we discussed about Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Narad Muni. They are pure devotees, and we have in our Guru Parampara, like we have so nice, pure, wonderful devotees, and we have Srila Prabhupada, and we know like how we got our dear Srila Prabhupada by the mercy of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. So we can see like first let's chant the pranam for Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Correct? So let's chant. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवृषभानवी देवी दैत्यकृपादये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञान दैन्ये Prabhave Namaha. So the translation is I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Vrishabhanavi Devi Daityadas, who is favored by Srimati Radharani and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the signs of Krishna. So we can see like we learned a lot from the example of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. So like in Kartik Yatra this year, like in this Kartik October and November, we went to Mayapur. We were in Yatra, and from Mayapur we went to Calcutta, and we celebrated Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day in his birth on his birthplace. And we like we the devotees they made arrangement. We went to Bag Bazaar also. That temple that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj made, that big marble temple we saw, and there was very beautiful diorama and everything. We can see the like strong power of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, how he made such a nice diorama. Like to see it, like we saw that nice printing press that he started, and we saw like how their like Mahaprabhu's different pastimes, like in a diorama form, like, and one place we saw like Shila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji, he was sitting on a chair. It's very, very beautiful. It takes time, like almost 2 hours, but it's like, it's very, very beautiful. So this is all the quality of these Vaishnavas, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is very, very special because before him the sannyasis they never go out for preaching, they never sit in the car. So he made that because he said nirbandha krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya uchyate. Nirbandh means no attachment with other things, but we can use those things in Krishna service. Yukta vairagya means not leaving anything but using everything in the service of the Lord. So if we see from the example from the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, like he was born on 16th February 1874, and he was born in a holy place, Jagannath Puri, and his name when he was born was Vimla Prasad. Vimla Prasad means like Prasad means kripa, and in the Jagannath temple, like whatever they offer to the Lord, and after offering to Jagannath, they offered that same food to Vimla Devi. And before that also there is very nice pastimes. So and then that's why like when Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji was living in Jagannath Puri, so that's why they he got the name, like he is the mercy from Bimla Devi, Bimla Prasad, like mercy of Bimla Devi. So and then we saw like how he was, and when he was very, very brilliant and world famous preacher of, because why he was famous, because he gave love of God to the world. And he continued that he had never before seen such a horoscope in which all the signs of a great preacher, like he was, when the person he came to see his horoscope, he was surprised to see like he will be the preacher in the world. So that's why he was very famous for that. And then we saw like how when he was just like very small, 6 month year old. So that time there was a Rath Yatra called Jagannath festival, like Jagannath Yatra was going on. And then so all of a sudden the chariot stopped in front of their house, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, because he was barrister that time there. So they and the Jagannath ji, like we can see here, Krishna and his devotee, they have very special connection. Like Jagannath ji know like where to stop. Like sometime we also have experience in India, like Jagannath Rath Yatra stop for hours. It's Lord's desire, and here we can see like the when the cart passed by the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they suddenly so cart suddenly stopped without any reason, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, his mother, she saw that and she took that opportunity and she put the baby in front of Lord Jagannath, and we can see we can understood that it was the desire of the Lord Jagannath that a cart stopped outside the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and his mother, she Bhagavati Devi, and she took the opportunity and present the small child in front of the deity without waiting anything. And then we can see the surprising thing. Immediately, the garland from Lord Jagannath fell, and it made a nice circle around his neck. So we can see the Lord how the that's why it says devotees are always like ready to serve Krishna, and Krishna is also ready to serve his devotee. We can see here that as soon as she put the child in front of Jagannath, and Jagannath ji, by his mercy, he put the garland around his neck. And then we saw as he was growing, he was just and Bhaktivinoda Thakurji had very strong desire that he want his son to be like a saintly son. He had desire to have a saintly son who can preach Krishna consciousness, who become very, very strong preacher. The Lord knows that. And he was praying to Lord Jagannath. And then we saw when he was just 2 3 old, through 2 and 3 year old, that time one day Bhaktivinoda Thakurji he brought some mangoes, and those are very nice red sweet juicy mangoes, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj without knowing, and he just start eating one mango, and when Bhaktivinoda Thakurji told him did you offer to the Lord, he said no. And see the determination, he was just 2 3 year old small boy, and from that time he made a vow that he won't eat mango in throughout his life. So that we can see how this is so so special. As soon as his disciple they were giving him mango, so he said I cannot eat mango. I am the offender, I made offense, so I cannot eat mango. So this is the quality of a pure devotee. And devotees, from the birth we can see their symptom. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, when he was born, that time the cord, that cord connect with the mother and child, that cord was around his neck. So it shows that he will be a saint in the future. He will be Nestic Brahmachari, that shows. So we can see here. And then we saw how when he was at the age of almost 7 years, that time he memorized the whole Bhagavad Gita. So this is the qualification of pure devotees. And his father trained him to editing and printing books, because that is the desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then we saw how he was he was very excellent in mathematics and astronomy, astrology. He was very, very sharp. His memory is very brilliant, and he only had to hear things once in order to remember them. So he just one time he hear, so immediately he could remember so many things. So he was very, very strong. And when the teacher in the school, they saw how his memory is so sharp, so that's why gave him the name Siddhant Saraswati, so that he got the name from his teachers. And then we saw how in 1982, at the age of 18, he entered the Sanskrit college in Calcutta, because Bhaktivinoda Thakurji wants him to be a Sanskrit scholar. So he, at the age of 18, he just start that college in Calcutta, and there he was very talented student, very strong, and he was very strong, and he had a long college education, and his parents they want. And the so we can see like his father wants him to be a good preacher. And then 1898, his father Bhaktivinoda Thakurji inspired him to take initiation from Gorkishore Das Babaji. And then we saw like how Gorkishore Das Babaji, first in the beginning, he gave him so many reasons that you can come later. But finally, he got initiation from Gorkishore Das Babaji. Like why he don't want to accept him his disciple. There are many reasons. Like one of the reason is like he was thinking like I don't know anything, and he's this scholar. So how I'm not worthy of giving him initiation. But finally, by the request of and by the determination of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Gaurkishore Das Babaji was agree. And we can see like Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji, like who was a barrister that time, and nobody get that much position in India because of British were ruling that time. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji, he know the spiritual strength of Gaurkishore Das Babaji, that he inspired Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj to take initiation from Gaurkishore Das Babaji. And his mission was like of life is the same as his father's, like Bhaktivinoda Thakurji's mission. And like the and all other acharyas in the line of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to spread love of God through the world. So that is their mission. Like if you see our Guru Parampara, that's their desire. Like all the six Goswamis in Vrindavan, and we can see Haridas Thakur and all. They have that's their desire. So he was, and we can see like when he was like Bhakti Siddhanta Ji Maharaj, when he was like almost 31-year-old, that time like Haridas Thakur, he vowed to chant 3 lakhs of the names of God each day. And he did this for 9 years. 9 year he was chanting continuously. So same thing we can compare this with our Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was living in Vrindavan for 10 years before coming to the West. So that's why like these acharyas, they meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. And the Lord is when they made their vows very very strong by surrendering to Krishna. And Krishna is also to see the sincerity of his devotees, and by the power of the Lord they become very very strong, not for their own sense gratification but to preaching others. So we can see here the example of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. To preach, he was 9 years, he was living in a secluded place, and he was just chanting. So this is very very important for us, how to learn this thing, very important. And we can see like once like Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji has been invited to a conference by some Smart Brahmanas, and the topic is they are claiming that those are born in the Brahmin family, they should do the deities and accept disciples. So, and but we know like this is like in even in India, when Srila Prabhupada went back with his white American disciples, that time these smart Brahmanas they create same problem for him also. But like Prabhupada, and we can see from the example of Bhakti Vinod Thakur ji and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, that note Krishna himself also said, like not by birth, by activities, one can be Brahman. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that not, he created these 4 varna and 4 ashram not by the birth, but by the guna karma vibhagasha, by the quality, guna and karma action. By 2 things, one the person can be decided, like he can be a Brahman or Kshatriya or Vaishya, not by birth. Even somebody is born in a Brahmin family, but he's not following all the Brahminical rules and regulations. Like we have nice example of Ashudhama in the first canto of Bhagavatam. So they are called Brahman Bandhu. They are not Brahmins, they are Brahman Bandhu. So same thing here. So and then we saw like how after 3 days debate, Bhakti Siddhanta he made his final speech, and he spoke strongly and clearly for 2 hours, and then he finished. Nobody could say even a single word in front of him because he was speaking. That's why he called a Singha Guru. When he speak, nobody was able to speak. And then we saw like how 1914, Bhakti Siddhant Sarji's father, his spiritual guide, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ji, passed away. And a year later, his spiritual master, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, also passed away. And he was actually felt their absence. He did not know how it would be possible for him to continue preaching without his two main sources of inspiration. So he was feeling so much separation from them. So then one night, like we can see here, each and uh, each and every character in his life, like, and we can see like how the life of a pure devotee. And then we can see like one night he had a dream, and he saw in a dream like how beautiful dancing form of Lord Chaitanya and his associates, and with them all the acharyas, including his own father and his spiritual master. And they instruct him to glorify the Lord, his holy name, his pastimes, and preach about pure devotional service. And they told him, don't worry, we are with you. You can just preach, we are with you. Like same thing we can see in the example of Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was coming here in the West. So that time also Radharani told him, like, don't worry, like you just go, I will help you. So we can see here, whenever somebody has strong desire for the Lord is also ready to help the devotee. And then we saw like how he's like in the in our Guru Parampara, we have Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and they are like they showed the how to renounce order. But Bhakti Siddhanta Sarji Maharaj, like he was he had a different practice. He just avoiding contact with the world. He used material things in the service of the Lord, and for preaching purpose. Like Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj, he was using everything in the service of the Lord. That's his one point intelligence. Because using everything for Krishna service is the best thing. And Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj in 1920, he fulfilled the preaching mission and he made many Gaudiya Mathas. So he made almost 64 Gaudiya Mathas in the temples throughout India. So that he made like, and in 1920 he started them. And then in 1935, he fell sick, and doctor advised him to stop preaching. And Bhakti Siddhanta Sarji Thakur, like we all can see, like he said, it is better to preach while being ill than to have a healthy body and not preach. If I can die preaching, I would continue my life to be success. Consider my life to be success. This is the word of Bhakti Siddhanta Sarji Maharaj. Like this is the example of devotees. Even though he was, his doctor stopped him, he don't want to stop. He want to preach. So this is his qualification. And the same example is Srila Prabhupada. Like we can see when he was in Vrindavan to his last times. That time also, like Prabhupada was giving classes and his Bhagavatam recording was going on. So this is nice example. And then we saw like in the 1st of January 1937, he just left the world, and his samadhi was his pushpa samadhi is near to Radha Kund, and his samadhi, main samadhi, is in Mayapur, like the Chaitanya Mat, and there his deities also in the Chaitanya Mat, and his real form in the spiritual world is Nayan Mani Manjari in the spiritual world. And we can see like Chilas Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he gave us the jewel, the main jewel, like that is Shila Prabhupada. And 1922, Shila Prabhupada met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and where he got the instruction from him that go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness. So nice. Thank you very much, everybody, for giving me the opportunity. So if anybody has any question or comment, please feel free to. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madan Pranam to you, Shri ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much. I had actually forgotten. So today is also fasting till noon, right? So I thought it was a special day today in the early morning but then I could not, I didn't see my calendar. So wow, it was so lovely to hear. And actually, the whole credit of our being here is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ji, because what happened is, like, I believe that there was a thing in the Leelamrit that Srila Prabhupada, when he was not willing to go and meet, because he used to have anyway have a lot of sadhus come over to their home, but one of his friends said, no, no, there's this Guruji, you must go and meet. So he literally forced him and took him, and I mean, just it's so amazing that how first time when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur saw Srila Prabhupada, he could envision that this will be the next person in the, I mean, such a strong intelligence that only one time meeting, and that too he could visualize. And all he said is that you have a good command over language, and you should preach to the West. So like how much that time Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur knew that this thing should go to the West, because a lot of Indians and all over the people. I mean, I don't know by West what he meant, but like in America, of course, Prabhupada came first, but other countries also then West, North America, South America. But the point is that he had a vision that like Paschat Desh, a desh filled with ignorance and passion. So once he goes there, he will purify and take this Krishna consciousness there, and very very strong big vision. And also, like, Srila Prabhupada also himself was all the time giving credit to his disciples and to Bhaktisiddhanta, his guru, for everything, no credit for himself. Such a merciful soul, I mean. So just a few words, Mataji, I was able to dig into my mind to just glorify. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very nice. And actually, I was also there's this quote that comes, in which I just wanted to read it for the benefit of everyone and myself. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada on loud chanting. It is necessary that you call on him, Krishna, loudly, uttering the Mahamantra. When you loudly recite Sri Krishna's names and keep track of the number of names that they are uttering, then all evils are steadily overcome and lethargy vanishes with all of its condominant defects. At that time, even persons who are of an antagonistic nature, apathetic to Hari, will be forced to give up this mockery. Those who come to scoff will remain to pray with you. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from Sri Chaitanya's teachings. So I was just reading this portion also, and I was thinking that how he promoted loud chanting, because that will benefit to people who are non-devotees also, and their hearts can purify. So that's very. I didn't know about that. So I thought I'll just share that. But thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for like explaining so many incidences, and you got us in a mood actually to be able to pray to Bhakti Saraswati, to so our spiritual life can be, we can balance our spiritual and material life, and be serious. That is very important. So thank you, Mataji. And Mataji, today you only read verse 1 today, right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes,
Okay.
only one.
Yeah, but the class was wonderful, because you stressed on today's such an important day, and like there should have been emphasis on Maharaj Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody has question, comments, they can go ahead, and or they can share something about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His glories are like unlimited. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the wonderful class, Mataji, and also reminding us about disappearance day of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. I was recollecting that I read that when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati left on the disappearance day, like you said, on January 1st, I think on the 31st, all the clocks stopped at 5:30 a.m. in Gaudiya Math at the time he disappeared. So it just shows like what an exalted soul he is. How can all the clocks stop at the exact same time he left uh, in all the Gaudiya Maths? And it was showing that time that he left. So it was such a spiritual event. And today is the day we recollect that. And like Mataji was saying, how important he is in all of our spiritual lives because he gave the instructions to our Srila Prabhupada to come and preach to all of us. Um, and also, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is like the gold standard for sadhana because we know that he follows all the rules so well. Once he unknowingly ate the mango without offering, and for the entire life he stopped eating mangoes to to atone for that. So and also he like Bhakti. You were also telling us about him chanting the 3 lakh names per day, 198 rounds like Bhakti Vinod, like Haridas Thakur for 9 years before he started his preaching activity. So he's like the symbol of purity of how much sadhana one can do. So I think today is a great day to we can probably make some sankalpa to bring in some austerities into our life, and great Acharya will give us strength to follow that. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, you are so true, Prabhu. Yeah, that's what this is the mood we should have whenever we appear, any acharyas appears and disappears day. So because they are giving us so much thing like to learn, like this is the learning for all of us, like these acharyas. So we should know like from where we are. We are connected with our parampara, with our Guru parampara, and like to see like Srila Prabhupada and his disciple and his spiritual master. They are like when we read in the Bhagavatam, those character we didn't see, just we heard from the Bhagavatam and from other devotees. But these are the live instruction, Prabhu, like we get from the like Bhagavatam said, Vani and Vapu. So from these devotees, they are we can see like how like it's so important to make ourselves strong in our sadhana and everything, Prabhu. Yeah, nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class and especially for reminding us of Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Maharaj's appearance day today. Mataji, there's one story that I remember I heard or I've read about Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj, and it has stuck to me. And so it is like some devotee, he comes from London, somewhere outside of India, and visits some temple in India. I think it's Mayapur temple, I'm not sure. And he is not happy, and he goes back to wherever he was staying, and he tells the devotee friend that, I don't like this temple. Like, people are so it's so wrong. Like, I went there and I saw two devotees, they were quarreling. And is this how temples are supposed to be? Like, is this what you are when this devotee goes to Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami Maharaj and tells him, like, there's a friend who had come, and this is what his experience was, and he doesn't want to come back. And then Maharaj says, why don't you bring him to me? Like, I want to just talk to him, just tell him that I would like to talk to him. And then this devotee brings him to Maharaj, and Maharaj is like, okay, so what happened? And he said, this is what happened. And Maharaj is like, why did you go to the temple? He said, yeah, I went for darshan. Then Maharaj was like, then why, what were you doing? Like, he was like, these people were quarreling, but why did you, what was your, like, why did you go to the temple? And that's how, like, Maharaj, like, convinced that person that, you know, you went to the temple, your focus should have been the Lord. You were focusing at something else, and that's why for you temple seemed like a place where people quarrel. And you, the Lord was right there in front of you, you ignored the Lord, and you were, so Mataji, this kind of stories that are there, the way his instructions were so powerful and practical. So I just wanted to share this story, Mataji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Also, few other things I remember is like you can sell the temple to make one person a devotee. It doesn't matter if you to sell a temple or sell a land or whatever to make one person devotee. And he was also called the Lion Guru, right, Mataji? Or is it someone else?
Yes, Mataji, because he made that Bag Bajar temple, that big temple, and all his disciples, they were fighting like this room is belong to me, that room is belong to me. That time he said, sell this temple and print more books, because he made that structure, and that's why that fighting start. So that time he said that thing, Mataji, because the temple is very very big, huge temple. Still, Mataji, it's very beautiful temple, and very beautiful deities there. And they were disciple, they were not more going to preaching outside, they were just fighting for the rooms and the temples. That's why he said that.
He was stressing that to make one devotee
Yeah.
is more important than,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because if we distribute books, we make more devotees. Because that's why he said, like, because of temple they are fighting, it's not good, he don't like that. Yeah.
Yes, and also like he was such a strong personality that although Srila Prabhupada was given the instruction by him, but still, he was, because he was in his Gharastha background, and it kept coming in his dreams that ultimately, he has to go to America, take sannyas, and then how, throughout his life, that one instruction Srila Prabhupada kept, and then he was waiting for an opportunity. Somehow he felt that now his sons are independent, and his mother was his sorry, his wife can be left in the hands of the sons who can take care. And then finally that tea incidents happened, where somehow, so it's something like, he met his guru, and that guru was like changed his life completely. And he was coming in his dream, he was like all the time visualizing when I can actually, go ahead and execute his orders. And then finally, he didn't have any money. Everything was broken down, his business. And then he had to ask for, like ticket from Murari. All these things Srila Prabhupada was, going through. But the strong desire was there of, I'm not sure whether he met him once. Uh, some people say he met him twice or thrice also.
Yes, Mataji. Prabhupada met his spiritual master like 2-3 times.
Two, three
Because
times.
yes, 2-3 times. First, like like even more time, because like first interaction was in Calcutta, when he was that our Ulta Danda, that temple.
Hmm.
That temple is now under ISKCON. Like earlier it was a Gaudiya temple, but now it's under ISKCON. We went there, and that there now there is nice place where they met first time.
Hmm.
That they first he met there, then like after his initiation, and then again he met Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj in the like when they were in yatra. So Prabhupada was going for his business trip, and when he came to know like Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj was there, so he went there in the yatra, and then he met one more time with his sons to Radha Kund, and there again he told him like you can print books. That time again he gave him the instruction. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
I know these 4 incidents, but maybe more also. Maybe
Yes.
some other devotee they
Yes,
know they can.
Prabhupada took it to his heart, literally.
Yeah.
Just
He
made
took
it
that
his very
instruction. Yeah. And when that like Braj Mandal Parikrama was going on, all the disciples, they went to see the different places in Vrindavan. Prabhupada was stayed there. He was there to hear more about from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he liked that. He said, like, it's very important to hear what the Guru is saying instead of going and have darshan of different holy places. Yeah. Instruction is more important than anything else. That is Guru's instruction, especially. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, yes. And also giving credit to Guru all throughout for everything. And I mean, so much humble Srila Prabhupada is, and how his life totally changed, because then he was like on a different direction, right? He was in the Leelamrit, it says that he was basically saying that
Yeah. He don't have
independent.
faith. Yeah,
Huh?
because like Prabhu was also mentioning, like, because like his father, he used to invite so many sadhus. So he saw them like they are coming and eating and taking money. That's it. So he don't
Mm,
have that much faith. But he liked deity worship, like Radha Govind temple. That in the childhood he used to go and see how they are worshipping the deities, Srila Prabhupada, and like he liked that. But he don't have faith in the sadhu because of to see so many sadhus, bogus saints. So that's why Srila Prabhupada he lost. But when he met Bhakti Siddhanta Sarji Maharaj, this is first time he felt defeated by somebody. So, and that defeat, like sometime even though we are defeated, we are the winner. Yeah, so we can see from the example of Srila Prabhupada. Yes.
true. But also, like Srila Prabhupada got this Vedic culture from his father also, no, Mataji?
Yes,
But,
Mataji. Yes.
I remember one time he was sick, and some
Mm,
doctor said, give him chicken soup. So he said,
yeah.
no, he will die, but not give him.
Mm.
I will. He put him in front of the deities, and also like his father was also very instrumental and always feeding the sadhus. So this is our culture too. If anybody comes, you feed them, But maybe he was like a little overwhelmed by seeing so many sadhus come, so that's why he was avoiding. So his friend said, "No, no, no, meet this sadhu."
Mm.
So
Yeah. Yes. Nice. Thank you, Madhuri.
thank you so much. And actually, when we hear this, it seems so real. It feels our parampara is so real. And
Yeah.
how the parampara goes up to Krishna, because you tell somebody, that Krishna is a person, and there's a parampara going on from one this thing to the other coming. So people generally don't believe in that. And I really feel
Yeah.
that reading Leelamrit is so important.
Yeah. And one more thing, Prabhupada got both the initiation in one time from Bhakti Siddhanta Sarji Maharaj. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So how much eager Guru was कि इनको
To
मैं
have.
initiation एक साथ देता हूँ ताकि
Yeah.
go to the west and preach, and if you think of it, Mataji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, I mean, he's sitting in India. What has he got to do that he would care so much that that my next disciple would go to this thing? But I think their vision is not the material vision. Their vision is
They
like
are soul
spiritual.
wise, Mataji. They are not like they are not concerned about body like Western or Indian. They
Yeah.
are thinking about the soul. Soul ultimately reach to Krishna. That's their goal and desire. Yes, Mataji.
All of them fulfilling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desires,
Yes,
actually.
yes, yes.
Yes, very
Nice.
nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. If anybody has any question, comments, otherwise we can end the call. It's almost.
Yes, Mataji. It's 8:20.
Mataji always finishes on time, and that's so
Yeah.
good because uh,
Yeah.
we can.
Actually, I have my daughters at the younger one. She has class 8:30, so I have to.
Yeah, yeah, Mataji. So anyway, we will wind up, Mataji, because thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody,
Uh,
for giving me the
It's
service to serve all the devotees.
Vancha Kalpatarubhascha
कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Nama.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai.
शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। शीला भक्ति
Jai,
सिद्धांत ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
Jai.
Jai,
एंड हर ग्रेस श्यामा
Ramakishore.
किशोरी माता जी की
All
जय।
the devotees.
Jai. Thank you,
Jai.
Mataji,
हरे
Hare
for the
कृष्णा माता
wonderful
जी,
Hare
class.
दंडवत
Thank
Krishna.
you.
प्रणाम।
Thank you, Mataji.